On one side of the Atlantic, it's a health emergency.
There's growing concern about vaping after 8 teens were hospitalized for...
The CDC investigating a medical mystery spreading across the country.
But in Europe, vaping remains a common habit to kick the urge, and public health agencies in the UK and France are defending its safety.
74 000 morts par an, le tabac. Donc je pense qu'aujourd'hui, le vapotage offre une alternative qui est plus sûre que le tabac, clairement.
5 US states and India have moved to restrict vaping in recent weeks, citing over 20 deaths and hundreds of ill e-smokers. But European officials say they're not seeing the same outbreak. British media has reported one possible death, but in 2010, French, Italian, and Spanish officials say they've seen nothing of the sort, and now they're worried that the US panic will lead people trading vapes for cigarettes.
The more we tell people e-cigarettes are dangerous, the more we undermine their health potential. Because if people wrongly believe that e-cigarettes are as harmful as smoking, they're much less likely to switch to e-cigarettes, and they're much less likely to stop smoking entirely.
There have been various explanations about why the US versions of these products have been so harmful to users. For starters, the chemical composition is not the same. One US tablet of e-liquid contains nearly 3 times the amount of nicotine than these ones purchased in France. But it doesn't stop there. These products in the US have been poorly regulated. Some are even sold to burn cannabis and use other additives, which are substances that doctors believe can be harmful and difficult for the body to digest.
We know that electronic cigarette use itself compromises the lungs, compromises the immune system, so then when something else happens, in this case some bad product, the body is defenseless.
Labs in the US have found glycol, heavy metals, and carcinogens in vaping liquids. But most problematic, they say, are certain oils that heat up only to get stuck inside lungs, such as those derived from vitamin E. EU regulations take a tougher stance, banning these vitamin additives and limiting the amount of nicotine that a vape can hold.
Our policy is aimed at protecting as much as possible the consumer, and that the manufacturers have to report on the safety of the ingredients.
The EU says it's carefully monitoring the US health agency's warnings, but has no plans to meet about e-cigarettes until 2021. In Lyon, Ryan Thompson, Euronews.